Did you know that signs of autism can start showing up before a baby even turns 1 year old? Many parents think autism can only be noticed when a child starts talking, but the truth is, some of the earliest clues appear much sooner. In this video, we'll explore 10 early signs of autism in babies that every parent and caregiver should know. These signs don't always mean a child has autism, but they can help you recognize when to seek advice or evaluation early. Remember, this video is for awareness and education only, not for diagnosis. If you notice any of these signs in your baby, always consult a pediatrician or child development specialist for proper guidance. Autism, or autism spectrum disorder, is a developmental condition that affects how a child communicates, interacts, and experiences the world. The earliest signs can appear between 6 and 18 months of age, long before most parents expect. Early detection matters because the brain is most adaptable in the first few years of life. Studies from PubMed Central and neurosciencesuste.edu show that early intervention helps children build better communication, social, and learning skills. The sooner therapy begins, the greater the progress a child can make. Sadly, many parents miss these early clues, thinking their baby will catch up later. But knowing what to look for could change everything. As research from SpringerLink highlights, identifying signs early gives families time to act, support development, and open the door to a brighter future. Sign 1. Reduced eye contact and fewer gaze shifts. One of the earliest and most telling signs of autism is reduced eye contact. Most babies naturally seek faces and respond with curious, warm gazes. But babies on the autism spectrum may look away often or avoid eye contact altogether. Research from PubMed Central and Science Direct found that these babies don't frequently shift their gaze between objects and people, something called joint attention. For instance, a typical baby might look at a toy, then glance at their parent to share excitement. A baby showing early autism traits might focus only on the object, not the person. According to Wiley Online Library, this difference in how they connect visually can appear as early as 6 months and often becomes more noticeable with time. Sign 2. Not responding to name. By the time a baby is around 6 to 9 months old, most start turning their head or smiling when someone calls their name. It's one of the sweetest signs of recognition for parents. But in babies with early autism traits, that response might be weak or missing. Research from PubMed Central and Biomed Central found that many children later diagnosed with autism didn't consistently respond to their name, even when the room was quiet. This doesn't mean they can't hear you. It's often because their brains process social attention differently. They may seem lost in their own world, deeply focused on patterns, lights, or sounds instead of human voices. Parents often describe it as hearing, but not listening. Spotting this early can be one of the most powerful clues for early screening. Sign 3. Limited social smiles. Expressions. Every parent loves that first big smile. It's how babies connect before words even exist. But some babies with autism smile less often or show fewer facial expressions when interacting with people. According to studies from PubMed Central and MDPI, these babies may not mirror emotions like joy or surprise as much as other infants. Research from Biomed Central adds that it's not a lack of happiness, but a difference in how they express and share it. They might enjoy being held or tickled, but not show it on their faces. Sometimes parents sense something missing in their baby's reactions. These subtle differences in emotional expression can be one of the earliest, most easily overlooked signs of autism, especially before a child begins to talk. Sign 4. Delayed or absent babbling. Vocalization. Babbling is a baby's first step toward language. Most babies start around 6 months, experimenting with sounds like baba or dada. But babies at risk for autism may babble less often or much later. Studies from PubMed Central and MDPI show that this delay isn't just about speech. It's linked to how they process sound and social interaction. They may not imitate your voice or repeat sounds you make, as noted in PubMed Central research. Some babies stay unusually quiet or only make repetitive noises instead of varied ones. Parents sometimes describe it as a quiet baby, not realizing it might signal a deeper communication challenge. Noticing these early gaps in babbling and vocal play can help parents bring up concerns before the first birthday. Sign 5. Few gestures: pointing, waving, reaching. Gestures are how babies talk before words, pointing to a toy, waving goodbye, or raising arms to be picked up. But babies with autism often use fewer of these natural signals. Research from PubMed Central and MDPI shows that while typical babies use gestures to share interests or connect emotionally, autistic babies may not. They might reach for something they want but not point to show you something exciting. Parents sometimes notice that their baby doesn't wave back or doesn't raise their hands to be carried. It's not that they don't want connection. Their brains process social sharing differently. This reduced use of gestures can make early communication harder, and is one of the most reliable early indicators of autism spectrum differences. Sign 6. Limited imitation. From sticking out their tongue to clapping hands, babies learn through imitation. But children on the autism spectrum often show less of this behavior. Studies from Biomed Central and PubMed Central confirm that imitation is one of the strongest ways babies learn social and motor skills. When parents make funny faces or playful sounds, most babies copy them instantly. It's how they bond and practice communication. But babies with autism might not imitate facial expressions or hand movements as often. They observe, but they don't always mimic. This small difference can lead to slower social learning later. Experts say imitation builds the foundation for empathy, play, and language, which is why recognizing limited imitation early is so valuable. Sign 7. Atypical sensory responses. Every baby reacts to sounds, textures, and lights, but some babies overreact or don't react at all. This unusual response to sensory input is common in autism. Studies from PubMed Central and MDPI show that these babies may cover their ears at soft noises, stare at spinning objects for long periods, or ignore loud sounds completely. Some dislike being cuddled or touched, while others seek constant pressure or movement. According to Autism SA, these sensory differences are often among the earliest clues. Parents might think their baby is picky or too calm, but in truth, their senses are wired differently. Understanding these sensory signs helps caregivers create a more comforting and supportive environment for their child's unique needs. Sign 8. Repetitive movements, motor patterns. Repetitive behaviors can start early. Some babies rock their bodies, flap their hands, or spin objects repeatedly. Research from PubMed Central found that these movements, called motor stereotypes, often appear in the first year of life. While all babies explore movement, autistic infants tend to repeat these motions more often and for longer periods. Another PubMed Central study shows that this repetitive play can reflect how their brains seek patterns and predictability. These movements aren't bad. They can help babies feel calm or focused. But when persistent, they may signal developmental differences. Observing how often these patterns occur can guide parents to seek expert advice early, supporting better motor and sensory development. Sign 9. Delays in motor skills, coordination. Some babies on the autism spectrum show slight delays in motor milestones, like sitting up, crawling, or grasping toys. Research from PubMed Central and Wiley Online Library shows that these children may have differences in balance and coordination. They might use one side of the body more often, or have movements that appear uncoordinated or floppy. According to PubMed Central, subtle motor delays can appear before social or language symptoms. Parents might think their baby is just a bit slow to catch up, but these small differences can be early signs of developmental variance. Recognizing motor delays early allows therapists to start gentle exercises that strengthen coordination and build a strong foundation for later learning. Sign 10. Loss or regression of skills. One of the most heartbreaking but important signs is when a baby begins to lose skills they once had. Some babies who smiled, babbled, or waved suddenly stop doing these things around 12 to 18 months. Research from PubMed Central and SpringerLink calls this developmental regression. Parents might notice their child becomes quieter, avoids eye contact, or seems withdrawn after previously being social. This loss of skills doesn't always mean autism, but it's a strong warning sign that requires medical attention. Regression can signal changes in brain development that early intervention can help address. Spotting this pattern early gives doctors a chance to guide parents toward therapies that can make a major difference in a child's future. Every baby develops differently, and that's what makes each one special. But being aware of these early signs of autism can help parents take the right steps at the right time. Remember, this video is not for diagnosis. It's for awareness and education. If you've noticed several of these signs in your baby, talk to a pediatrician or child development specialist as soon as possible. Early support can make an incredible difference in how your child learns, communicates, and connects with the world. If you found this video helpful, please share it with other parents or caregivers. You never know who might need this information today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions or experiences to share. Together, by spreading awareness, we can help more children get the support they deserve and give families hope for a brighter future.